When Scarlette was born, her left arm was really large, and we didn't actually know what was going on. When she was first born, we were told that her arm was just slightly enlarged, and then looking back on pictures, we saw that was like the understatement of the year.
The initial tumor was from her chest up and around her shoulder onto her back and her whole arm all the way down through her hand. Her hand was kind of unable to operate properly. It wasn't until she was 5 months old when we got the results back that it was multiple different kinds of cancers kind of mutated into one. The way her tumor acted, it grew so fast that there was no controlling it. And so it got down to the point where it was like, we have to amputate. That's the only option that we have that's gonna save her life.
We had asked the doctor straight up, if this was your kid, what would you do?
He was giving her, what did he say, like a 10% chance of making it through this.
Yeah.
It never really crossed our mind that we were gonna lose her. There was a chance that we were gonna lose her. She's gonna be fine. And about 10:30, we got a phone call that the surgeon wants to see you. So we kind of looked at each other and looked at our watches and said, it's been an hour and a half. Like, that's not good. And Dr. Rose walked in and he looked at us and said, she's fine. And he left the room and we just kind of cried for a little while and went, did that really just happen?
When they brought her back in after the amputation, that was probably the most difficult time out of all of it. She didn't look like herself just because that was such a large part of her body. To have it not be there, she looked 1,000 times smaller. It was scary because she was attached to so many wires and she was so swollen.
I don't think anyone could mentally or emotionally prepare for that. It was just devastating. But essentially the main body of what has torn your family to shreds for the last 11 months is gone.
I grew up with a cat. We had him for 17 years. So I crocheted this stuffed animal cat that was missing an arm so that Scarlette would have stuffed animals that are like her. I thought, how fun would it be if we took it one step further and got an actual animal that looked like her?
A little friend, someone that has had the same experience as her. They kind of have that same bond.
And we're like, you know what, let's just, if it's meant to be for us to get a three-legged cat, it'll happen.
Staff at the San Jacinto Clinic of the Riverside County Animal Services Department didn't think she was going to make it at first. She came in with a severe injury, a right front leg that was mangled, possibly caught up in the fan belt of a car engine while the kitten was trying to stay warm.
The TV had been on for 45 minutes. Just happened to glance up and they were doing an article on this little three-legged cat.
Like, wasn't supposed to survive, but beat all the odds and survived, and she's looking for a forever home. It took a good 4 days of me persistently calling the shelter because she had just had the surgery to remove her arm. She was still like really needing to heal. She still had a drain tube in her body, and we pointed at Scarlette, we're like, look, we've dealt with drain tubes. We know what amputations are like. We understand, and that's why we're here. Like, we feel like this cat is supposed to be with us.
And so we had pretty much walked back out to the car and we were getting ready to leave, and
she's like, wait. We think that you need to have this cat, and our manager thinks that you guys would be a perfect fit. And, you know, I started crying. I understand that this cat has been through hell and back, and that's why we want her. Scarlette can show you everything's gonna be good, and you can show Scarlette everything's gonna be good. Like, you guys are gonna have each other.
They were instant best friends.
Yeah, when we brought her home, she just immediately was like, oh, this is my home. She's jumping around everywhere. We got to see her run for the first time, which was super cool. And it's just brought like so much joy to us to have her be so loving with everything that she's been through, which to me is a similarity with Scarlette. They've both been through trauma, and they're both super happy and love being around people and love to cuddle each other.
They don't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
The look in both of their eyes when they play with each other is just, oh, it's heartwarming.
I think the most important thing that we've gotten out of getting Doc for Scarlette was just the bond that they're going to share forever.